What I wish I knew when I first learned tarot. The first thing that is important to realize is that there is a difference between tarot cards and oracle cards. So a tarot deck has 78 cards and it's a little bit more structured. Some decks might have a little bit more than 78 or slightly less, but it's usually that structured. Whereas an oracle deck can have as many as the creator wants, and it also can be about whatever the creator wants. It's not as structured. The tarot is made up of the major arcana and the minor arcana. The major arcana is going to be made up of big major archetypes such as the Fool, Magician, Empress, Death, Tower, all of those cards. Those are major arcana cards. The minor arcana is going to be the Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. I will be making another video separately about the major arcana as well as the Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles for this Patreon, so be looking for that. With that being said, if you have a tarot deck, go ahead and grab it. We're going to pretend that you just bought a deck. It's brand new. This is a brand new version of the Light Seers tarot deck, which I had in my hands. I'm giving this away on my TikTok, but when you just get a deck, I want to walk you through what I would do with it and what I wish someone told me when I bought my first deck. So you just opened your tarot deck, you have it in your hands. The first thing that you're going to do is set an intention. Other people might tell you to cleanse the deck first, but personally for me, it works better to set the intention first so that then the cleansing also has that intention as well. All right, so the intention that I usually use is for the highest good and the good of all and harm to none. I usually set that intention with every deck that I use to read for myself and to read for others. I also have a deck that I use for my personal growth. So I set the intention that it's for my growth, for my healing, and every time I knock on the deck before the reading, I'm resetting that intention. Okay, so if you want to incorporate that, some kind of whatever works for you to kind of reset the intention, that's what I do. So you set the intention first, you can meditate with it, set a crystal on it that you imbue with that intention. Whatever works for you, you can write it down on a piece of paper and under the full moon, put the intention underneath and set it with your cards. There are so many different ways to do that, so just find what resonates with you. I've done it a million different ways. The one that I like the best right now is writing it down on a piece of paper, setting it underneath, and putting it under the full moon. That's what I do when I get a brand new deck. Now, or I want to reset a deck. That's what I'll do. So cleansing, let's get on to cleansing. There are so many different ways. Smoke cleansing, incense, you can put a selenite crystal, use a bell. What I do, because I have a cat and I'm also very sensitive to scents and also sound, so I don't like the bells either, I will blow. I use my breath as cleansing, okay? So I come from a grounded place. I cleanse my own energy, ground my own energy, and then I blow on my own cards to cleanse them. And that's what I do to cleanse my cards. I also sometimes will do sound bowl cleansing, where I don't have my own sound bowls, but I'll put on like a YouTube video of sound bowl meditations, Tibetan sound bowls or crystal bowls, and do cleansing that way. And very rarely will I put selenite on top, but I don't do any kind of smoke cleansing because it bothers me, and I also don't use a bell, but you can find what resonates with you there as well. So now you've set the intention, you've cleansed, and now it's time to interview your deck. Now I want to mention that I read tarot a bit differently than what you might be accustomed to. I read for the present moment. I respect and give honor to the people who use the tarot to make predictions, but I don't do it that way. It's never worked for me. I believe that the tarot is not an indication of what has been, what is, or what will be. I view each card as an invitation back to the present moment. Things to focus on, things that might be taking your attention, that you might need to redirect. You might need to focus on something else. Other things might be calling for your attention. You might need to take care of yourself. The cards really love to tell you how to take care of yourself, what you might need to be working on. And I, like I said, don't view it as a predictor. The reason I mention that is because my interview with my deck is not ever like, how are my readings going to be with you in the future? What are you going to teach me? What are you going to teach my clients? The interview goes more like, what is the energy of this deck? What do I need to know right now about this deck? Do I need to cleanse this deck? Those kinds of questions. Now, if you don't know how to shuffle and pull, this is the area of the video for you. I'm going to bring you down to my table here. And this is how I do it, all right? So I do my little knock, set the intention. This is the way that I shuffle the cards. So this little number, I am not a casino shuffler, never been able to do that other kind of shuffle, so that is what I do. If you don't know how to do casino type shuffling, don't worry. These cards are a little bit long, so it takes me a bit of time to gather, but that way. Now the other thing you can do is you can set them out and just start moving them around, setting some on top of each other. This is the chaotic shuffle, that's what I call it, and you just start gathering things. A card just flew. Let's see what that is. We've got Justice reversed here. Now you can also do the same thing that I was doing earlier, but just sideways. I recommend doing it like that if the cards are pretty big. For example, this is an oracle deck that's pretty big, and so I'll do it that way rather than this way, because it's really hard for me to get my fingers around that, and I don't have as much control over the shuffle. All right, so how else do you pull a card? Okay, I keep the deck in this hand. This is my left hand, and then I moved it like that. Move it from my right hand to my left hand. I just keep moving the cards. That would be the card that I would be pulling because I felt intuitively pulled that way. Sometimes they fall out. Sometimes you can just feel like this is time to stop shuffling and pull what's on top. And you can, if you're doing spreads, you can set them out that way. Just shuffle for a certain amount of time. When you feel done, like you're done shuffling, setting them out by pulling from the top, however they come out. You can also set them down however they are, like this, and then when you're done, turn them over for however they are. And you can also shuffle like this, and when that card falls out, that's the card that you pull. When the cards are a little bit bigger, like this one, sometimes I don't do it this way because I can't really get my hands around them as well. I mean, this is a little bit easy. Maybe I would do it this way, but sometimes I'll face them vertically like this and do it that way. I also know someone who's made up her own way of shuffling, and she does this some kind of number like that. You can honestly shuffle however you want to, however it resonates with you. So now you know a little bit about shuffling. You know a little bit about the major and minor arcana. How would you go about learning the meanings to help you with interviewing your deck, helping you figure out the cards that you pull? This is how I recommend. So major arcana, for example, the Hermit. The Hermit is a major arcana card. I would recommend looking at the cards, and learning tarot to me is all about word association. So look at the cards and write down some words that it reminds you of. For example, the Hermit, alone, quiet, those kinds of things, shy, secluded, and maybe doing some association, what those words remind you of. You can use the guidebook and traditional meanings to help you with that, and just kind of writing it down to learn them. All right, now let me show you how I learned the minor arcana. I had these up in front of me for a very long time when I was first learning tarot. Now they're on a piece of my furniture that I rarely look at, but I still have it there because it's taped and I'm worried that the tape will come off, so I just keep it there. But I'm going to show it to you, and you can screenshot it if you'd like and then start associating from there. But this is how I recommend learning the minor arcana. So these are the numbers. You can go ahead and screenshot this if you'd like. These are the words that are related to the numbers, in my opinion. And then go ahead and screenshot that if you'd like. And then we've got the wands, cups, swords, and pentacles, and the words and the signs that they're related to, as well as the court cards, page, knight, queen, king. Now, screenshot this if you'd like. I'm sorry for my handwriting, it's not very good. But what you can then do is start associating each one. Start associating the words new beginnings with, creativity. Start making some associations like that. And you can also use the guidebook and things for more help. But I suggest doing it this way because then you can also create your own word associations and make your own connections based on your own experiences. In later videos, I will explain how I would give definitions for each card as well as the reversals according to the way that I read tarot, which is why this is I offer this as kind of a course. Now this is the introduction, so if you have not bought the course, go ahead and sign up for that level of the Patreon so that you can get more videos about each individual card. I hope this video has been informative. Thank you so much for supporting me on my Patreon, and I hope that this has resonated and helped you.